Sounds of the Universe, yeah, title of the album. You know, it had all the things that I think are quite often really good about some of the titles that we've had in the past. It's got that sort of arrogance about it, and it's quite self-assured.
We just felt that it summed up the eclectic nature of the songs and the sounds on the album.
You know, our music has always been atmospheric and visual. Sounds of the Universe just sounds right.
Depeche Mode normally write songs about life, you know, the world we live in and life in general.
I think the songs on this record have a sort of much more sort of positive spin on them, more open, spiritual, you know, for want of a better word.
There's not really a theme to the record, other than, like, all the themes that I always write about, I suppose.
I interpret them as looking at my part in situations, and they can be everyday situations or situations that are happening in the world.
And with this album, we've got so many tracks that it's really difficult for me to actually choose a favourite. I mean, I really like probably, you know, like 14, 15 of the tracks a lot, which becomes a problem because we've got to then hone that down to make an actual physical release.
I do have my favourite tracks on the album at the moment, and they change all the time. I think my favourite is actually Comeback, which is a song that I wrote with Andrew and Christian, which has really come a long way from the demo. Come back, come back, come back.
There's a lot of good songs on this album, and quite a few of my favourites. Perfect, I like. In Sympathy, Wrong, Fragile.
We've just finished mixing Corrupt, which I think sounds really powerful, and, you know, I'm quite enjoying that one at the moment, which, you know, wasn't necessarily one of my favourites before, but because we've just finished mixing it, you know, I think it is sounding quite special.
In Chains is another one which I really like, which I think is a sort of classic soul song. You know, it's got that kind of feel about it. It could have been something that sort of Marvin Gaye performed.
There are some of the other ones that quite different for us, more, you know, sort of easy listening, you know, in a good way. I mean, like very sort of spacey, and, you know, maybe like, you know, futuristic, easy listening.
I was born with the wrong sign, in the wrong house, with the wrong insanity.
We unanimously, without even really talking about it, I think chose Wrong as the first single, just because we felt it was more of a statement. It was very different for us.
Although it may not be the most commercial track, we feel it really is hard and will make an impact. I think it's good to signify sort of a new Depeche Mode project.
And I think this song is a particularly energetic song, and it's immediately in your face. It's like an attack of words that just come at you from start to finish. It's not like a song, you know, chorus type thing. It's this onslaught of words.
There are other tracks like In Sympathy, which I think maybe is more classic Depeche Mode. We always like to do something different as a first single, to just to, you know, announce that we're back.
I was wondering about maybe a low thing on the... Can't take it anymore.
Something like straighter in the middle, sort of somewhere in the middle. Yeah, something like that, Mark. Just straight, you know, like...
The reason we chose Ben for this record was because we enjoyed making the last one so much, and we were really pleased with the end result last time. It just seemed really a stupid idea to me for us to be considering somebody else when we'd left on such a high note.
It's unusual for Depeche Mode to pick the same producer twice. We tend to want to move... Well, actually, what tends to happen is the producer doesn't want to work with us again, because it's normally the worst year in his life.
Well, we really enjoyed working with him on Playing the Angel, and he gave us the kick up the arse that we definitely needed. Kind of came into the production with like no fixed idea of what we were about, and then I think he quickly realised that you know, if we weren't the kind of band that was going to kind of be able to get in one corner of the room and get us to be jamming or something. It's about like throwing down a lot of ideas with whatever means we can.
Something going on with my rig, because every time I plug it in, it changes. It's different notes.
Right.
Musically, we've sort of maybe gone a bit more electronic on this album.
Martin's got this new fetish with buying things on eBay. Mostly, actually, I think pretty much all like instruments.
I've been buying so much stuff, old analog drum machines and synthesizers on eBay. Has helped to shape the record in some ways.
It's made it quite creative in the studio, because when these things arrive, you know, you have to work out how it's used. From there, something comes from it, you know.
We use the modern technology as well, and you know, the processing, but generally things come from something that's being developed, either from an analog synthesizer or from a guitar.
The atmosphere within the band has just been improving, you know, with time. We're quite famous for not getting on, you know, at various points in our history, and I think, you know, that really has become a thing of the past. We, you know, have a general respect for each other now that maybe wasn't as prevalent before.
It's been a very good vibe, you know, and we seem to be getting on very well together, you know, and I would sort of say the atmosphere has been very creative, and it couldn't be better, to be honest.
On this album, what I've noticed being quite different to others is that, you know, Martin and I have kind of been joining a lot more, and somehow sort of, without even talking about it really, we seem to be going in the same direction with what we wanted to do with these songs. A little bit more. A bit more sort of reverb.
I am looking forward to the tour. I enjoyed the last one a lot.
Well, the first show is in Tel Aviv in Israel, which is very exciting. It's a place that we were supposed to finish the last tour. Unfortunately, we couldn't play there because there was a war beginning there, and not that there hasn't been a war there for a long time, but this was actually sort of happening in the backyard, if you like. It's sort of irresponsible, we felt, for us to expect a large number of people to be in a park with all this stuff going off.
The fans in Israel have been waiting for a long time to see us, and they were all so excited that we were finally going there, and then for it to get cancelled at the last moment, I think was a real disappointment for them and us. It's really good that we're starting there this time to try and make up for that.
The last tour was so successful, it was a completely sold-out tour, so we thought it might be a good time to really show people, you know, that how popular we are.
We're going outdoors, first of all, with playing big stadiums across Europe next summer. It seemed like a challenge, like to go immediately outdoors in front of sort of 50, 60, 70,000 people. When we go indoors into arenas, it would seem like we're playing clubs, I think. But, you know, I'm an Essex lad. Sort of, you know, I know how to go out there and stick my chest out and pretend I'm much larger than I really am.
It's not good to come across like that, though, you know.
Yeah, you know, we just rolled in. You know, Dave's kind of out of it, but he's trying to sing.
We gotta get a cup of
So we're probably going to go get some Starley, and it usually gets him going. I don't know, let's just vomit it on the desk. We've got to clear that up. Anyway, gotta go, man.
To be in Depeche Mode, you know, right now is really good, you know, because the vibes between the band's really good. We feel we're making a good record.
I'm very happy being in Depeche. It's a joy to be part of the whole thing, and I think that we're making a great album, so, you know, everything's looking positive for us.
Right now, it feels pretty good. Yeah. Who knew, you know, like almost 30 years down the line, that still have the opportunity to sort of make the kind of music that you want to make.